What is dark psychology? The most widely accepted dark psychology definition describes it as a study into people's use of manipulation and persuasion to reach their objectives. It's a controversial area that can be utilized for good and evil purposes. However, there's no doubt that dark psychology is a powerful tool for those who understand how to apply it. In essence, dark psychology is all about discovering and exploiting weaknesses in the human mind. By understanding how people think and feel, practitioners of dark psychology can manipulate others to do what they would like. This technique can be employed to achieve any number of reasons, ranging from convincing the person to buy something they aren't required to sell, to people to commit the crime. Although dark psychology is used to achieve nefarious ends, some people use it for more beneficial purposes. For instance, therapists can utilize techniques from dark psychology to assist patients in overcoming their fears and anxieties. In other instances, police officers may employ the techniques of dark psychology to obtain convictions for criminals. The dark psychology triad. The dark psychology trinity is an assortment of three personality characteristics, often associated with people who exhibit apathy, manipulation, and lack of sympathy or empathy. Although all three traits can often be seen in a singular person, they can also be distinct from each other. Therefore, people with all three characteristics are at risk and must be kept away from. Who uses dark psychology and manipulation tactics? Those in positions of authority frequently employ dark psychology and manipulation techniques to manipulate those around them. For instance, a politician could employ dark psychological techniques to influence the media to present clear images of them. A salesperson employs manipulative tactics to convince customers to purchase products they don't need. A boss could employ psychological tricks to control employees and ensure they're in line. These are all examples of individuals who might use dark psychology strategies, but it is essential to remember that anyone could be the target of these tactics. While many people consider dark psychology and manipulation illegal, some professions utilize these techniques to their advantage. For instance, law enforcement officers typically utilize dark psychology to collect information on criminals. In addition, psychologists also utilize dark psychology to study how the mind works and help individuals overcome difficulties. Anyone can benefit from knowing more about the darker side of psychological research. If you know how these methods operate, you'll be better able to defend yourself from these tactics. In addition, if you ever encounter a situation where you're required to employ these strategies, you can ensure that you're doing it correctly. How to use dark psychology. Different strategies are more or less effective based on the circumstance. For example, specific manipulations or mind games might be more appropriate for specific objectives. A few basic strategies are using personal triggers to influence the target or playing with their fears and anxieties to lower their confidence and effectiveness. Understanding the dynamics of dark psychology allows you to manipulate other people more effectively and leverage their weaknesses to defeat them. In social interactions, in its essence, dark psychology is the dark side of human nature. This includes manipulative, deceitful, and guilt-tripping. These behaviors manifest in a variety of ways in interactions with others. Some, for instance, employ devious tactics or strategies to derail their opponents in a professional setting, or a person might be hyper-aggressive or angry in a dispute with a spouse or family member. In politics, it has been employed in politics for centuries, and its popularity is growing. Therefore, it is possible to utilize dark psychological tactics in political debate. However, the most popular applications include playing with fears or weaknesses in the system, brainwashing, and causing divisions. In addition, dark psychology can be employed to influence people's emotions and force them to take actions in a way that is not in their best interest. Politicians who engage in dark psychology are adept at crafting the us versus them mentality, which can cause tension and division. They might also attempt to exploit people's anxieties or weaknesses to persuade voters to support their policies or to support them. Although dark psychology may be employed to achieve either good or bad, politicians usually employ it to obtain influence or gain an advantage over other people.